Hi guys, this is my What's on my iPhone video. So I have the iPhone 12 in white, and let's start off with what's on my actual phone. So I have this clear case. It looks a bit plain. I don't have any decorations or anything. That's just because this case literally arrived this morning, so I haven't decorated it yet. But when my stickers arrive, which I ordered from 0073.uv, I will put the cutest cat stickers on, trust me. Let's look at my widgets. So my first two widgets are school and calendar, which just lead to their respective pages on this app called Notion. I will explain Notion further in the video. Then there's news, which I don't really read too much, and my screen time. I also have countdowns, which I would use typically for exams, where I would list all of my subjects, but I already finished all of my exams for the year. Here I have phone, Safari, and a folder which has my texting apps. There's messages, WhatsApp, which I only use to text my two friends who use WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, which I use for my school councils, Snapchat, Gmail, FaceTime, WeChat. I don't really use WeChat that much. KakaoTalk and Viber. So my first page is a pink Rilakkuma theme. I won't really be going into these apps because they're all, system apps, so they come with the phone. Apart from, Google Maps, Spark, and MoveSum. This is MoveSum. It counts how many steps you've taken, like the health app that comes with the phone, but it also tells you how many calories you've burned and how much of each food you've burned, which I find really cool. This page is a bit more messy, but it has a purple theme, which is my favorite color. Okay, my entertainment apps include Netflix, TikTok, which I won't open because I know I will get distracted, Spotify, Wattpad. Oh my god, Wattpad. It's one of those apps where you're either super addicted to it and you're reading stories till 3 a.m. or you forget it's on your phone, and right now I'm on the latter stage. It's basically an app where you can just read stories written by other people, and yes, that includes Harry Potter fanfiction. Oh my god, that's just me freaking out. I haven't read these stories in like 3 years. But if you guys want to check out my account, it's Akio Sushi, which is a Harry Potter reference. My recommendations on that account are a bit outdated though, because, it's been a really long time. So if you do have any books you recommend, let me know, please. There's YouTube, Webtoon, which is the same concept as Wattpad, as in it's stories written by the community, except it's in a comic form or a manga form, and it's equally as addicting as Wattpad. And finally, Manga Rock Pro, Twitch, and Reddit. Here's my school folder with the classic Google Docs, Drive, and Slides. And there's also Education Perfect, which is a really cool learning app, but my school pays for it, so I wouldn't really recommend you buy it on your own. Schoology, where my teachers post our grades and courses. Quizlet, which I'm sure most students would know what this is, but if you don't, it's just an app where you can create flashcards and play memory games to help you prepare for an upcoming test or learn new terms for a particular subject. Kahoot, which is just like the desktop version but just in an app. The periodic table, which it does look a bit janky, but it does its job in telling you the elements and their properties. Cam scanner, which just helps you scan documents if you're not good at taking straight pictures. This next app, I'm not really sure why I put it on the second page of the folder, but it's called Habit. I think this app is really cool because it helps you achieve a good habit that you want to accomplish. So say you want to work out, you can give yourself a little motivational message and choose how often you want it to remind you to do this habit, and also what time you want them to remind you. You check off the little circles once you've finished the habit, and then it gives you some analytics on just everything, and I don't know, I just find it really cool. VPN, calculator, Duke of Edinburgh online record book, and the Countdowns app we saw before. Onto camera apps, we have Photos, Google Photos, April, which is a very minimalistic collage/poster app. Prequel is a photo editing app which essentially has really nice filters. Pixar is one of my favorite, most used editing apps, and I mainly use it to make memes for my friends. iMovie, Pinterest, oh my god, I love Pinterest. Visco, which is a photo editing app. Dazcam, which is an app that you take pictures with, but it gives you a really cool Polaroid film effect, which I really like. Facetune, which is a Photoshop app. I don't really use Facetune that much because I have nothing to Photoshop because I never take pictures of myself. Over is what I use to make my thumbnails, and I didn't really do it justice in these clips, but I do recommend it because it has a lot of cool features. And finally, Repost is where you just copy the link from an Instagram post and then you go back onto the app and you can just save it, and it's just super easy. Okay, it's gaming time. My first game is Don't Touch the Blocks. I've had this game since middle school, and you're about to see me get a really bad score, but trust me, my actual high score is 7,000. I'm not bad, I swear. Then I have PUBG Mobile and Among Us, which I won't be doing gameplay for. I have Bizzapeter, so if you want, you can follow me. Here's my account. I remember when my friends and I used to be so obsessed with this game that our camera roll would be filled with screenshots. Next are the Superstar games, Superstar SM, JYP, YG, I got it. If you're a K-pop fan, you need these games, they're actually so addictive. It has been a long time though, so I did move all the way down to Bronze 1, but you know, it is what it is. Underneath all those folders is a Vanessa Stockard painting. I love her paintings, I love her cat, I love her paintings of the cat. Oh, it's so cute. And of course, right next to it are my social media apps, my most used being Discord and Instagram. If I were to go on Twitter, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Anyways, my last page is a more darker, edgier theme, but it's actually not that edgy, but it's definitely darker. My first app is Lifesum. I won't really go too deep into that. Next is Notion, which was the app I was talking about in the beginning of the video. So this is just how I kind of organize my life. This is my school page. I got this template off Janice Studies. And also here's my watch list, which has way too much anime that I don't think I'll be able to finish in a year, because I'm that kind of person who starts an anime and then finishes it like 3 months later. But yeah. Flow is the app I use to track my periods. Stowcard is where I keep all of my gift cards or membership cards in the case that I forget to bring a wallet and I want a discount. I have this unfollowers app which tells me who unfollowed me on Instagram, and I know that sounds a bit obsessive, but I find it interesting, okay? Voictra is a translating app. I only use this for Burmese because I am Burmese, but I'm not fluent. And all the other languages apps, they don't really support Burmese because it's not, as international language as Japanese per se, even though the population of Burmese speakers is very, very large. And of course I have to have Google Translate. I mainly use this for French, and I know Google Translate is not the most reliable source, but it works for me. I love the camera feature, I think that's really cool. Next is voice memos. I mainly use this to record myself before sending a voice message to someone else so I can hear what I sound like, and I know that sounds really obsessive, but that's just what I do, and I always delete them straight after. I don't know who would be interested in this, but here is my control center. I'm pretty sure a new one that came with the iOS 14.3, I'm not sure, is the Shazam feature. The The next app is my favourite astrology app, but I couldn't find a place for it in my home screen, which is Nebula. Nebula gives you your rising sign, your sun sign, your moon sign, and all the information about it, and it also gives you compatibility with other signs and some details about that as well. And finally, I have my tuning app, which I use to tune my violin. I don't know how to pronounce the name, so you just have to read it off the screen. And that concludes the video. I hope I gave you some inspiration on your own app layouts or apps you would want to get, and I'll see you later. Bye!